Hello everyone, welcome to the classroom, thank you for joining us as always. Today we will be reviewing a lot of people's favorite One Piece arc, maybe a lot of people's favorite arc in anime manga in general, at least shonen to be sure, Alabasta. Thank you for joining us as always. So this is going to be a new thing on my channel. I want to start doing a review of certain anime and manga arcs when I finish them. I am not great at finishing arcs even when I want to, and I'm even worse at finishing series. This, and I've felt a little overextended with some of my content lately. I haven't been as satisfied with a lot of my scripts. I think a big part of that is not doing many just plain reviews. I hope that these little arc reviews will keep me getting through these series that I love, and give my little smooth brain a break from having to make a topic video every week. But with that, let's get into it. So yes folks, today we will be reviewing the Alabasta arc of One Piece, in full spoilers obviously, because it came out in 2002. First we will be going over the general plot and setting, and then move on to the characters, and I might have like a bonus section or two at the end, or not. I'll always be sure to specify which specific version of something that I am watching or reading or in general experiencing for a review. So for this, I watched the English dub of the anime for the Alabasta arc of One Piece. So let's review it. In Alabasta, and in most One Piece arcs, the setting is inextricably linked to the plot, and luckily I loved both. Luffy must get the Princess of Alabasta, Vivi, back home to stop a rebellion and prevent the murder of her father, the King of Alabasta. Both king and country are under the threat of Crocodile, aka Mr. Zero, aka... Is his name just Crocodile? Crocodile is a renowned public figure in Alabasta, known as the hero of the nation. He uses his sand fruit to protect the citizens from pirate gangs. But behind closed doors, he is the shadowy leader of Baroque Works, a massive criminal empire of hired guns. Crocodile, with the use of Baroque, plans to incite a revolution to overthrow the monarchy and then stand on the chaotic heap as the new ruler of the nation. I thought that the plot was a great setup, and I will discuss more how they pulled it off later, but the setting was beautiful as well. The watercolor backgrounds are just gorgeous, and the desert sun paints everything in amazing light, especially during any sunset scene. The animation as well was noticeably better than in arcs past. It's still a little goofy looking at times, but the action has become much more smooth and fluid, and it already looks so much better than the East Blue. The proportions, however, could be very strange at times, and I know, it's One Piece. But I'm not talking about the Y equals MX plus bullshit going on with like Nami and Vivi's waists. But I mean certain things, like sometimes Robin's hands just look weird to me. I don't know, but it was very small and easy to overlook. The plot and setting both worked just beautifully with each other. They really informed each other and lifted each other up as well. But unfortunately, it is time to talk about the characters now, which is why I am being cancelled and silenced right now. I'll see you later, I'll be back later as I'm being... Luffy was just excellent in this arc, of course. I love that his irresponsibility is changing more into him just becoming capital H, him. Because it's one thing to be sure that you'll be king of the pirates when you're struggling to fight this middle manager looking ass on some beach. But when you fuck up one of the 7 warlords of the sea, the Shichibukai, presumably the strongest group in One Piece, while also presumably having so much sand in your little undies, that's another. Luffy was a joy to watch as always. This is the farthest he's gone just to help someone, but if I had to make an educated guess, it probably won't be the farthest for very long. His line between being a silly little rubber guy and a real fearsome pirate has only become more blurred as well. His second confrontation with Crocodile shows this perfectly. He starts as Water Luffy, which is hilarious, especially the animation and sound design of his giant belly. I loved how Water Luffy showed that in a fight, Luffy is intelligent and can pay attention, and the Looney Tunes logic of the One Piece world only supports his cartoonish ideas. But then when Luffy uses his own blood to dust his knuckles instead, you see that even though Luffy is silly, he is never just fucking around. Moving on, Zoro's fight against Mr. One was entertaining and only served to get him closer to being the best right-hand man on the seas, but honestly, I preferred the rest of the Straw Hats in this arc. Cutting steel is cool, but you know what's cooler? Friendship. Sanji had a hilarious fight against Mr. Two, aka the fantastic new friend of the Straw Hat crew, Bon Clay. A hilarious shapeshifter with a penchant for ballet. I am really excited to see him return in Impel Down. I know about that. Also, when a one Mr. Vinsmoke Sanji, I know about that too, touches a phone, he apparently gets a terminal case of big dick energy, cause holy shit, his Mr. Prince moments are so cool. Usopp had my favorite Straw Hat Baroque Works battle. It was an incredible mix of hilarious and heartfelt as it went from Usopp pretending to be able to wield a 5-ton hammer to one of the most iconic moments of the whole series to date for me, as Usopp stands bloody protecting Luffy's dream from even being laughed at. I also thought that Miss Merry Christmas and Mr. Four were the most fun Baroque agents to watch fight. But pretty much all of them were at least fun to look at, with my favorite designs probably being the very briefly seen Mr. Seven and Miss Father's Day. She's covered in frogs and he's made of sevens. And I would die for them. Nami had probably the most important fight for the future of any of the Straw Hats, besides Luffy, as she finally got her own weapon. She hasn't been the best in a fight in the series so far, which sucks, because she's one of my favorite Straw Hats. Granted, so are all of them, but still. The Climatact Rod was a great weapon for Nami. I especially loved the flashbacks of Usopp building it for her. They have one of my favorite friendships in the series, as they both have to cope with being woefully underpowered. And then Usopp being so stupidly insistent on it being used more for party tricks than actual fighting. Plus, Miss Doublefinger was actually a really intimidating opponent in this fight, although she does look like the result of generations of inbreeding among the One Piece women. Unfortunately, however, Chopper really felt like an afterthought in the Kingdom of Alabasta, almost symbolic of how out of place a reindeer looks in the desert. I really loved the Drum Island arc, but I just don't think that Chopper felt very important in Alabasta, which is really unfortunate because before this, I really liked his character in Drum Island. I still like him, but I don't know. There were cute and funny moments with him, especially his childish antics with Luffy and his time with the best dad on the high seas, Roronoa Zoro. Which, by the way, does his name ever, stop being Zolo in the manga? Because I really want to read the manga, but Roronoa Zolo is one of the worst things I've ever heard. But this just felt like a bad omen for Chopper. I really hope he doesn't get left in the dust of the other Straw Hats in the future. Moving on to the villains of the arc, I already talked about Crocodile, but wow, did I just love him. And I am extremely excited for him to return in Impel Down. That too. Crocodile and Luffy's dynamic really reminded me of Kingpin and Spider-Man in a really fun way. Like, there's this child, and they are the ones stopping me from running a fucking criminal empire? No. I also just love Nico Robin, and I am only liking her more and more the more she interacts with the Straw Hats. Her decision to die down in the ruins, and then her later decision to basically say to Luffy, I'm your problem now, were both incredibly telling character moments. I especially love how her and Nami interact so far. They really feel like the only responsible two grown-ups on the ship, so it's very charming that they get to have each other on the Mary now. She probably has one of my favorite devil fruits to date in the series, and I still don't know how sticking her arms out of things let her blow up a ship, but whatever, I really don't care. I love her. I also really liked the little bits of character development on the marine side. Specifically, Tashigi was fantastic. I really don't get the hate behind her, but I just know it has nothing to do with her being one of the only prominent non-sexualized female cast. Right? Anyways, the conclusion of the arc was just beautiful, with the rain finally falling while Vivi begs everyone to stop fighting. It had an amazing sense of relief. You could almost feel the cool rain falling on their skin, and it finally felt like this whole ordeal, the war, Crocodile, Baroque Works, it's just finally over. This scene didn't just drive me to tears, it floored the gas, and it truly was a wonderful day for Rain. Hey, how the fuck did Pell live? Alabasta really was an incredible arc, and it was the first real saga I've gotten to experience in the One Piece universe, and I'm really excited to see what comes next. Although I do already know what comes next, so keep that in mind. But that was the video for today, y'all. Thank you so much for watching as always. I will see you next week. Bye. Hello everyone! Thank you for watching that video, I really do appreciate it. If you made it to this point, a special double thank you as always. I'm gonna try and move through these kinda quickly because I keep messing this end bit up and I want to be done with this. But anyways, Bakugo in working condition, little golf claps for the Bakugo. And what I have to show off for my collection this week is very, very cool. It is a Funko Pop of the first concept art of the Stormtroopers. This is back when they had proto lightsabers. So yeah, really cool. When I made that anime merch video, I said that I don't like Funko Pops generally because they're really generic. I think someone at Funko, probably the CEO, probably saw that video and it was so good they decided to change his whole business plan and actually started making high quality ones. So this is pretty awesome. You also see Hawks there behind me in a really cool pose. But yeah, my girlfriend got me this and fixed that figure, so thank you, fictional girlfriend. Bye.